Okay, so Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has a major post-credit scene that teases towards some big things in the future of the MCU. In it, we get clear and present danger, as we learn that Steven is a doctor who has caused an incursion. This is a major thing in the Marvel Universe, and it's all leading towards Secret Wars. Throughout this video, we're going to be breaking down what that is, because it's a secret, along with the mystery character, and also what we think will be happening down the line. Now, I'm aware that the movie has just come out, so if you haven't seen it, then here's your green light to stop watching the video. It's a red light for anyone who wants to go past this point, and please hit the thumbs up button to pay Pizza Popper. With that out of the way, thanks for clicking this. Now let's get into the video. Now there are two endings for the film. The first one being where we watch Strange walking down the street before he collapses, and an eye shoots open in the middle of his forehead. This would be a big cliffhanger to end things on. However, the post-credit scene follows him once more walking down the street, and everything seems fine. It is possible that this is actually a variant Strange, but the world around them looks exactly like New York, so I do believe it's the main one from the MCU. At this point, he's approached by Clea, played by Charlize Theron, and it confirms a Fast and the Furious crossover. Well, Wanda did only care about family, unless you read Richard's Kids, but moving on. Now she says that Strange has caused an incursion and that they're gonna fix it. Throughout the movie, we heard the word incursion at several points, and in it we learned of two Doctor Stranges that both caused one and the repercussions of them. The first was Supreme Strange, founder of the Illuminati, who had been using the Darkhold to dreamwalk into other worlds. In the film, we discover that dreams are actually versions of ourselves living out their lives in the multiverse. Therefore, dreamwalking allows you to astral project into these realities where you can take control. Through Wanda, we see this allows someone to puppet a variant of themselves in another universe, but stay too long and it has disastrous effects. If someone spends too much time in an alternate reality, it causes the one they're from to bleed together with the one they're in now, and if they stay too long and leave too big of a mark, then this can be irreversible. This is how America is able to travel from universe to universe and stay in the 616 at the end, because she's the only version of herself that exists across the multiverse. It's also why Doctor Strange and Christine can't be together at the end, because they're from different realities. Now, Supreme Strange did this, and the Illuminati killed him in order to stop the bleed. This saved their universe, but we meet another Strange who wasn't killed, and the incursion he caused destroyed an entire reality along with most of his.
Things just got out of hand.
Now, incursions are a big deal, and in the comics we watch several of them happen and the storyline time runs out. Several worlds hurtle towards each other on a path of destruction, and the heroes had to fight their opposites on the world that was at risk of destroying theirs. If they won, they were safe. However, if they lost, then their entire reality was wiped out, and those characters ceased to exist. It was a major event, and it led to almost every Earth going head to head. However, with these constant worlds crashing into each other, it eventually led to the collapse of the entire multiverse, which went into Secret Wars. This was somewhat brought up by He Who Remains in Loki in the final episode.
He discovered that there were universes stacked on top of his own. For a while, there was peace. Narcissistic, self-congratulatory peace. Using the best of their universes to improve the others. Some of us, new worlds meant only one thing, new lands to be conquered. Each variant fighting to preserve their universe and annihilate the others.
The Secret Wars from 2015 is not to be confused with the one from 1984 in which Spider-Man got his black suit, though some of the characters do tie over from that major event. What happened in it was that the world was turned into a reality known as Battle World, with all the continents basically being their own characters from their own realities. Here's a helpful map with locations like number 7, Spider Island, which is also a real place on our world, and according to Cole Pilkington, it's where the spiders have won. Anyway, Doom oversaw this reality, and he was viewed as a god that all worshipped. There were still several wars that happened on this planet, some major deaths, and it was hell on Earth. However, in the end everything was destroyed, and this created a new timeline, or rather Earth, in which several of the characters from the expanded universes were brought across into the main one. Miles Morales, for example, had been a character made purely for the Ultimate Comics, but this event allowed him to cross over onto the Prime Earth so that he could interact with characters from it. I feel like rather than Doom though, that they're going to instead have Kang at the heart of this, and that he will be the one ruling over it all. This will end with one of his variants defeating him, who will become He Who Remains, and the cycle will start all over again, as was prophesied by the character at the end of Loki. This explains how he had the script with everything in it, and it will once more lead to a choice. He can either hand control over to Loki and Sylvie or die, and the multiverse will break open once more, starting the whole thing over again. Strange was told multiple times not to use the Darkhold to dreamwalk, but the guy didn't really care, so the 616 Strange causing an incursion is pretty big, but this post-credit scene is important because we watch him running towards the danger instead of away from it. With Clea at his side, he stands a chance, but who is she? What are her hopes and also her dreams? Well, that's what we're going to get into for the next part of the video. Now, Clea is the daughter of Prince Orani and Umar, who just so happens to be the sister of Dormammu. Together, they lived in the Dark Dimension and they worshipped the villain, seeing him as a god. Clea even ended up becoming the Sorcerer Supreme of that reality, and the tear she opens up leads directly there. Strange, of course, defeated Dormammu at the end of his first solo film, and it's likely that those in it would know who he was. It is possible that he even caused an incursion all the way back then, as he spent a vast amount of time in the dimension due to the Time Stone. It's a lot of timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly stuff that I'm not 100% sure on, but I thought I'd drop that in to explain why they might be going there. Now, it is also important to bear in mind that Dormammu is still alive, so we will potentially meet him once more in this reality. I discussed this on our last video, but just to go over it again, there are theories that Dormammu is actually a Strange variant. He was originally supposed to be voiced by Tony Todd, but they changed this up in the movie to make it so that Benedict Cumberbatch did the performance. This was said at the time to be because Dormammu took on his attributes due to him being the only life form around, but they could go that route if they really want to. If they do this, then I doubt they're going to make her Dormammu's niece because Strange and Clea actually end up married. Also, Dormammu is pretty much Andros, whereas Clea looks like a normal person, so doubt they'll go that way. Now, unlike Christine, the pair can date without causing an incursion, and this is because she can travel realities without dreamwalking. So they could end up dating down the line, and that would help him get over Christine, who's now married to a #1 Doctor Strange fan. Now, in the comics, the Ancient One became aware of Dormammu's plans to take over Earth, and she sent Strange to the Dark Dimension in order to investigate. Here, Clea spotted him, and she followed him, taking a shine to the guy. She tried to get Strange to avoid fighting him, and when he refused, Dormammu imprisoned her. I can see this being sort of what they do in the film, and potentially when Strange entered the Dark Dimension, she may have seen him. Eventually she was freed, and they ended up working together. Now, we know from the conversation at the end that Clea wants Strange to help fix an incursion. I love the way that this Strange has learned from the mistakes of the other two, and that he's heading towards it instead of letting himself die or a universe be destroyed. Now, the third eye opening up could also show he's mastered his corruption, or it may hint he's toying with it too much. The Illuminati did say that their Strange refused to stop dreamwalking, which caused a lot of issues. The third eye is also something that's appeared in the comics, and it's shown up when Strange was corrupted. Now, because all the Darkholds were destroyed, there is potential that Strange managed to get it under control, and that might be why it doesn't really seem to be affecting him here. Lots of interesting ways it can take things, and I think the next Doctor Strange film will set up more of Secret Wars. There are rumours that a lot of cameos and moments were originally planned for this film, but that things were held back. I'm guessing that they didn't want to blow their load first film, and have saved some cameos for down the line when we get more multiverse movies. This current phase in the MCU seems all about bringing variants in, so my guess is that we will build to Secret Wars with Kang at the centre of it. The guy is a time traveller from the future who's constantly tried to rule the multiverse, and he's such a great villain to build up to. Now, beyond Clea, we might actually get somewhat of a multiversal team-up movie like what we had in What If. Just in the same way that the Watcher and Strange Supreme ended up recruiting heroes from across different timelines, Clea might too. She could be a Nick Fury-esque figure that unites them all together, and it would mean that we can get different versions of characters, like what we had in the shows and the Phase 4 movies. They could end up getting Loki as well, who we last left looking over a statue of Kang. Going forward, I think we're going to see some universes destroyed, preferably the Morbius one. Now, Sony are clearly ignoring the rules of incursions, as Michael Keaton's Vulture is allowed to run around scot-free, but we'll see if they change that up for the highly anticipated El Muerto movie. Everything needs to be brought back together into a sacred timeline where Disney just buys all the characters back, and hopefully that's where things will be going in the future, though I doubt Sony are ever gonna let go. Either way, it's likely all gonna start over again, and we can watch the MCU for another 20 years. Yay! Now, shut up for a second and go do something for me. Go and read Secret Wars, yeah? But buy beyond the graphic novel, get them expanded stories, otherwise you'll have no idea what's going on. I actually read the main graphic novel 2 times without checking out the offshoots, and it made no sense, so go do that. Now the final post-credit scene has Pizza Popper's hand finally stop attacking him, which is of course a nod to the Evil Dead. And that's the end of the video. Now I'd of course love to hear your thoughts, so make sure you comment below and let me know. We are in a competition right now and giving away 3 copies of Spider-Man No Way Home on the 15th of May, and all you have to do to be on the chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on the film. If you want something else to watch, then make sure you check out our entire breakdown of the movie, which will be linked on screen right now. We've gone over the whole thing, you guys love it, we've got some great jokes in there as well, so definitely go check it out right after this. Much better than the crap in this video, I promise you that. Anyway, hopefully I see you over there, but if not, enjoy your weekend mate. Take care, peace.